yapping in the comments. Although I'm just gonna mute you because you're not having a fruitful discussion. You're just yapping. I'm not gonna explain myself to comments. So come on up. Tired of TikTok, aware is being woke. That's what woke literally means. It means being aware. You probably never heard of it because you got your information from conservative white people in the past few years, and that's what you think woke is, but it's not. Okay, yeah, Anthony, like I'm not gonna talk, I'm not gonna keep I'm gonna invite you up one more time. If you just keep yapping, I'm just gonna go ahead and mute you, bro. Because don't be in here spam my comments. All right, Christian, how's it going?
It's going good, man.
All right. Are you over 18 and do you disagree or want to talk about something I have on the board?
Yeah, I'm 29, and I think America's a pretty good country.
All right, sure. We can go ahead and have 20 minutes to talk. Yeah, I don't think America is great, and it never has been.
So you think? So what do you judge that scale off of?
I judge it by its history, by how it treats its citizens and the opportunities that it affords. Then it's not a great country.
So you don't like compare that to any other country that's done the same stuff?
Of course I do, but I live here.
I know, but like to say
Everybody.
subjectively without looking at any other country.
Like, yeah, I do.
We're doing a way better job than a lot.
Like such as where?
Let's see here. Most of the countries in Africa still allow slavery.
We have slavery.
We have India right now. Afghanistan that just changed the legal marrying age to 8. That's still going on.
Hey,
I don't think you can do that here.
Hey, Christian. I'm sorry to mute you, but I think you have a bit of a delay. So that's the only reason why I muted you for. Okay, just to let you know that you have a bit of a delay. All right, because you might have low bars. But as far as slavery goes, let's go one by one. America still has slavery.
Yeah, name a country that didn't have slavery.
America still has slavery. So
yeah, but name a country that didn't have some source of slavery.
That doesn't.
It's socially acceptable back then, so you can't judge something of the product of the time.
Sure, I can.
No, you can't.
Yeah, I can.
I'm not going to judge Christopher Columbus or say Napoleon Bonaparte on the morals of today versus what was socially morally acceptable of back then.
Well, I disagree with. Hold on, Christian. Hold on. The reason why I disagree with that is that we can understand that it was from a certain standpoint. Like, for example, there were men back in the day who believed that women were not as smart as men, and we know today that's absolutely BS. And they were great men too. Like, they not actually great men, but they were very smart men, like Thomas Edison. Like, he was a bit of an asshole. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I get it. He's a product of his time, but he was still wrong. So, like, slavery is still wrong, and America did it, so it wasn't great for that time, or now, because we still have slavery.
It wasn't great, but it was an economic source. You know what I'm saying? Like, even the Civil War wasn't about slavery.
Yeah, it was.
No, if Lincoln literally said if he could keep the slaves and end the war today, he would.
Yeah, and the reason why he said that is because the South seceded for slavery.
No, he did the Emancipation Proclamation after slavery.
Right, he did the Emancipation Proclamation after they seceded, and the South seceded to protect slavery. And the South seceded to protect slavery.
And you can blame the cotton gin for that.
I don't care. They still had slavery.
That's the only reason the British backed out. And I think they're maybe the third country to do it before us, actually. And you can even argue the 3/4 law was a very progressive law at the time.
Yeah, it was still a BS law, but like none of this matters. It's still they still left for slavery, and America wasn't great back then or afterwards or even now, arguably.
Actually, it wasn't pretty great compared to any Middle Eastern country.
No, give me 1 second. Hold on, give me 1 second. Hold on, pause real quick. All right, y'all. This is what I do. I give about 10 to 15 minutes each person, so don't just jump in. I'll get to you. If give me 1 moment, I'm still with Christian. All right, so yeah, Christian, like I get it. We were born in this country, so everybody is going to view this as their favorite country. That's fine. But like my thing is that if we're measuring a country by certain metrics And the way that I measure it is by how they treat their citizens. This country has never been great.
Yeah, see, I draw it on a baseline compared to every other country, and I see we're doing pretty damn good if I'm going to compare us to actually any other country that was formed, even at the time. Today, we have a country that there is pretty much right now. British, you go talk crap about your government in Britain, they can literally throw you. Yes,
Where in British law does it say that if you hold on, wait, hold on, Christian, where in British law does it state that if you speak against the government, you will go to jail? Where does it state that?
They just pushed that out. They literally just said that they would extradite American citizens.
That doesn't mean anything.
They've thrown people in jail already for commenting about their government on Facebook. They've literally done
which can you give me the name of the case?
I have to Google it. I don't have it saved on my phone.
Right, that's never happened, my guy.
Okay.
Well, you're going to say that there was a person who went to jail for speaking against the government. You realize that if I make a threat to any president or anything like that, I'll go to jail too, right?
They're criticizing, not threatening, criticize the UK government living in Britain.
But they criticize the UK government all
the CCP.
Hold on, bro. What? That's China. But we're talking about like
China,
in the Western world. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's China. I didn't say that that China's better than us. Did I? All right. So, but hold on. Wait. Hold on. Wait. I didn't say China was better than us.
No. Can you name a country that's better than us?
In which way?
In any way.
In any way?
Yeah.
Sorry about that. This happens every.
You're not going to name me like Finland when they only have a amount of population of like, I don't know, 5 million. The state that's literally the size of Texas, not even maybe that. You got to give me something comparable.
Hey, y'all, my bad, y'all. Sorry about that. All right, so let's see. Yeah, you said something about Finland. I think the Scandinavian countries are doing better than us, and I don't think that them having a smaller population or homogeneous population matters, because why would that matter?
Yes, it does.
No, it does. Why would, hold on, wait. Why does it matter that we have a diverse population, therefore we can't do healthcare? That's stupid.
Yeah. So if the whole country went as California, we would have a whole bunch of the same laws, would we not?
I didn't say anything about California. This is what I'm
comparing that.
What I said. Hold on, wait. No, you're not. Christian, listen to what I'm saying. Wait, hold on. Listen to what I'm actually saying, because you're not. When what I said was, it doesn't matter if they have a smaller or homogeneous population. That has nothing to do with us having universal health care. Just because we're a diverse group of people, that means we can't have universal health care? That's dumb. You're white, I'm black. We can't have universal health care.
People that fight because they don't want universal health care, because they don't want groceries. Like you go to Canada and a suitcase of beer is $60.
So? First of all, that's not even true. I know
that is. I've literally just talked to people that are from Canada.
So you saying that a suitcase is of beer is $60. Actually, how much is even like a whole suitcase or just a case?
Case is 24, bro.
What type of, how many beers are we talking about here?
A 24 pack. A 12 pack of literally High Lifes right now is $9.99.
Okay, so
and you're going to, let's see here, $39.99.
Okay, so let me Google this. Equal opportunity as well, and it shouldn't matter what your
pretty sure you don't have to pay your medical bills, but
Say that again.
You actually don't have to pay your medical bills, technically.
Yeah, technically, I could just technically, I can just go ahead and not pay my bill. Yeah, sure, I can do that.
That's actually what I do. I give them $1 a month.
Yeah. So, all right, you got anything else for me?
So you're going to pair basically the size of California, which would have universal health care if they could, to a small ass country. It's like trying to compare the gun problem with UK when there's not even that many guns. That's what I'm talking about. The population does matter.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does, because you can't compare any country with the pew-pew walls here and the pew-pew violence when there's 5 million guns in the streets and there's maybe 100,000 in the UK streets. It's not comparable.
All right, Daniel, you're gonna need to mute yourself when you get on my stage. All right, mute yourself when you get on my stage, please. All right, so Christian, yeah, the reason why it doesn't matter is because we still spend more per capita and still have more violence per capita. So it doesn't matter. Like, are you saying that just because like our population is big, therefore we can't do universal health care? We actually do have universal health care. We just can't access it until we're 65, which is stupid. We should be able to access it now.
The age where you can't work?
You can actually still work after 65. My grandmother is 89 and she still works.
Yeah, she works 40 hours a week, livable wage.
Yep.
That's good for her. But my grandfather couldn't. He was stuck in a wheelchair and had Alzheimer's.
Understood. What I'm saying is that the healthcare that we have that's universal, we can't access until we're disabled or 65. We just make it open to everyone. Why not?
I mean, you had the Obamacare, but fuck, my insurance was 10 times better than that.
Obamacare is not universal healthcare.
For the most part, it was.
No, it wasn't.
For people that couldn't afford healthcare, it was healthcare.
I mean,
no, it wasn't.
Sorry to jump in, but there is a
hold on, Yahweh. Don't interrupt, please. Everyone, like I said before, like mute up when you get up here. 10 to 15 minutes each person. I have about 5 more minutes left with Christian. All right. So, yeah, Obamacare was universal health care. I wish it was. All it did was essentially stop companies from doing certain shady things and covering people. Other than that, like, you still have to pay for your health care. It subsidized a lot, but that's all it did.
Universal healthcare tax. It's just taken out of your check every week through the government.
Right. Yeah, right. Hold on. Sorry about that. Oh man, I need to get a new one of these. Yeah, but when it comes to universal healthcare, what I say is that we're already paying for it. We're just not getting it. Like if we were to open Medicare for everybody tomorrow, that would be universal healthcare because we all can access it. Like, would that be a problem?
We're mad at the government spending. If you want to get mad about universal healthcare,
say that again.
You ever heard of what are they called? A warthog go off? That's why we don't have universal healthcare.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Say that again.
You ever heard of warthog go off?
The warthog go off.
Yeah, like a warthog flyby, do a flyby.
Oh, you're talking about the military industrial complex?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's another reason why we don't have it. Because
ain't nobody messing with us. Ain't nobody gonna blink about messing with us.
I mean, no. Even if we were to cut the military by 50%, no one can mess with us. Like, we're literally like on the side of the 2 main oceans on the planet. On the 2 biggest oceans on the planet. No one can ever mess with us.
If we cut our military spending in half, yeah, they could.
No, they can't. Bro, you know how many nukes we got? Nobody can mess with us.
Yeah, and all it takes is the EMP.
Yeah, all it takes is an EMP, like right now. Like right now, someone can do an EMP.
The electrical grid, you know how many people would die or get unalive?
Right, yeah, I understand that. Right,
you wouldn't even have to invade the U.S. Christian, that's all you have to do.
All right, Christian, I understand all that. You can take out our electric grid, and we'll be effed in the A. I do understand that, which is why we should upgrade our infrastructure. So you agree with me? Let's upgrade our infrastructure, right?
Stop letting China fucking own all the people
right. So that means that we should stop spending all this money on this useless equipment in the military and upgrade our infrastructure.
Yes and no. I am anti-military industrial complex, but at the same time, I do see the need for it.
We do need a military, but we don't need the complex that we have. We can use that money into building up our infrastructure in order to help us be safe. And the fact that we're on two sides.
Not to be off topic, but are you in support of the Ukraine war? Were you supportive of all that?
No.
Sending billions of dollars to the Ukraine? Yeah,
No.
That's something we can agree on.
I just I understand why it happens though, because of we don't want Russia to be the world police, but
and the reparations, if it's through the community, it's the only way I can see reparations actually happening, like infrastructure wise. But yeah, that's the only way. Maybe impoverished areas getting money to rebuild schools and housing.
Yes, red line areas that were red line.
Yeah, but in forms of actual checks, like Trump gave out during COVID, you could honestly get fucked.
Yeah, checks. They should get checks.
No. So does Mahomes get less than Shaq?
No.
They get the same. So if I can prove I got like 10% black in me, I get enough.
No.
I get a check.
No.
How do you distribute that then?
Were your parents affected by redlining?
Bloodline pure.
Listen to my question. Were your parents or grandparents affected by the racial?
This is going to sound. I mean,
listen to the question that I'm asking. Listen to the question. Listen to the question. Listen to the question.
Yeah,
I'm actually asking. In order to qualify for reparations, your parents or your grandparents had been affected in this country by the racial laws in this country and had been a descendant of slaves. If your parents were not your parents or grandparents were not part of that, then you don't get reparations. It's very easy.
So you have like a full black family, but their relations are to freaking Andrew Jackson or something like that, and they're not getting it.
They are getting it because their parents or grandparents were affected by the racial laws of this country.
So what about people like William Ellison?
Who?
You know who that is? No. There was a black slave owner that helped fund the Confederacy.
What about him? He's dead.
Yeah, but his family was affected by it.
His family was affected by what? By the racial laws in this country?
Yeah, well, he couldn't run his plantation no more. He's a black slave owner.
Do you still know are his descendants still alive today, or are they all dead?
Probably.
Yeah. We well they'll have to prove that. Anyway, bro. We are out of time. I do appreciate you being up here. You have a good night. All right, guy. How's it going?
Good. I don't have a lot of time, but I'll say, I mean, I think America was great. I would say the reason why America is the best country is because you can get a guy like Elon Musk become a billionaire in America. The guy at Google, he's an immigrant. America has a lot of immigrants in power who are pretty much making the country on the planet.
Okay, yeah, we see that in Canada.
Right, cool. What's some Americans that are billionaires over there?
I don't know.
Well, you don't have any? Elon Musk is a billionaire.
You're saying that just because someone can become a billionaire, that makes it great?
That's economic opportunity.
No, it's not.
That means that yes, it is, because
no,
he's an
not.
immigrant. If you're an immigrant and you're not from there, and you could become a billionaire in America, yeah, just like Europeans could own slaves too.
Right, but that doesn't make them something great. Just because someone can be a billionaire,
that makes the country great.
Hold on, listen to what I'm saying, a guy.
Go ahead.
So you're saying that just because people can get rich, that make a country great. People were getting rich in 1960. Was it great?
But immigrants can become rich here.
Listen to what I'm saying to you.
I know.
People were getting rich in 1960. Was it great?
Yes. Like
it was great. Oh, okay. So people getting lynched makes a country great.
Black people killed white people. Like
no, they didn't.
Nate Turner. Yes,
no,
he did. He killed white people.
Yeah, Nat Turner was enslaved. You're saying that slaves shouldn't. You're saying that slaves shouldn't have a right to revolt for their decency.
That's not what you asked. You said that.
No, that's no. Listen to what I'm saying to you. Listen to my actual. No, you're not understanding. You're not understanding the argument.
All right, so here, this is what I'm.
You're not understanding the argument. You're not. Hold on. Be quiet for a second. Let me lay this out because you're not understanding the argument. This is my argument. Okay, a country cannot be great if it treats its citizens in a certain way. If it treats its citizens like second-class citizens, if it treats a portion of its citizens as second-class citizens, or it doesn't afford equal opportunity to all its citizens, it cannot be great. You simply said that someone came here and got rich. That doesn't matter because equal opportunity doesn't exist in this country.
That means that in America, that is equal opportunity. That means that anyone can become a billionaire.
No, it's not.
Anybody. Okay, what race of people in America aren't billionaires?
What race of people in America aren't billionaires? Native Americans.
Native Americans own casinos. There are billionaires who are Native American. Every time.
No, they don't. Have you ever been to a Native American reservation?
That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it does mean something. It does mean something.
Just like the church.
It does mean something. A guy. It does mean something. It does mean something.
So just like with the immigration system, you can become a U.S. citizen.
Okay.
You can buy land.
A guy, are you understanding what I'm actually saying? How can a country be great? Hold on, equal. Hold on. I'm gonna ask you a question, guy. Hold on. Let me ask you a question. Who has more? Hold on, a guy. Let me ask you a question. Who has more opportunity? A kid from Appalachia or a kid from the Hamptons?
Oh, they both have equal opportunity.
No, they don't. You're lying if you say that.
Yes, they do. Because let me answer.
How does a poor kid from Appalachia? How does a poor kid from Appalachia have equal opportunity than from a rich kid from the Hamptons? The rich kid from the Hamptons is going to have more connections. The rich kid from the Hamptons is going to have better education. The kid from the Hamptons is going to have better capital. No, hold on. I'm going to let you answer.
Okay, finish your point.
I'm going to let you answer. Shut up for a second. Let me answer. Okay. The kid from the Hamptons has more connections. He has more capital. He's going to have better education because of where he lives. The poor kid from Appalachia is probably going to be working in a coal factory and a coal mine for his whole life. All right. The rich kid from the Hamptons is not. And notice I said Appalachia and Hamptons. These are two white places, which means that even in between white people, opportunity is not equal. Now we're going to go ahead and get to black people. If you, the more you hold on, listen, let me finish. The more you add into it, the more the opportunities become unequal. So you understand that now, right?
Those are just subjective points, though. So here's a fact: Elon Musk is an immigrant. Yes, he even knows. Everyone knows he's an immigrant from South Africa. He's an American billionaire. Oprah, her families were slaves. You know, they came from like everyone else, black people in America. But she's a billionaire. Because they can become billionaires, that means that it's an equal opportunity for me and you.
Okay, okay. Let me ask you a question. Okay, let me ask you a question. What was subjective about what I said about the kid from Appalachia, the kid from the Hamptons?
Because you made an assumption about a circumstance from someone from another place. That's an assumption. It's not.
That's not an assumption. Are people from the Hamptons richer than people from Appalachia?
It's a richer place to live.
Exactly. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Wait. No buts. No. Stop. Listen to my question. The kid from Appalachia, right? The kid from the kid from the Hamptons. The Hamptons is richer than Appalachia, correct? Yes or no?
It's just an assumption, man.
Hold on. It's a yes or no, bro. It's a yes or no. It's an easy yes or no. It's an easy yes or no, guy. It's not subjective. It's an easy yes or no. Hold on. Having more money is subjective.
No, you're missing the point.
Having more money is subjective.
Your question
is having more money subjective?
Let me finish.
Is having more money subjective?
Yes, and the reason why is because
no, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. The reason why it's not is because if I have $100 in my bank account, it's not subjective. It's not subjective that I can't buy a Bentley.
But if here's the thing,
what you're saying is stupid, guy.
Let me finish the point. So look, here's the thing: if I made $500,000 a year, but I have $1 million in student loan debt, versus the guy that makes $200,000 a year and he has some student loan debt, who's richer?
The guy who makes $500,000 a year
with the student loan debt. So he has debts. How can he be richer?
Dan, be quiet for a second, please.
How can he be richer than the person that has no debt?
Because he has more money. That's not subjective. Having hold on, guy. Let me ask you a question. If I have $100 in my, let me ask you. Hold on, guy. Listen to my question. This is my question. Yes or no?
This
right?
Is your statement.
Hold on, guy. Hold on. This is a question. This is a little question. All right. Hold on. Be quiet. There's a question. It's easy. Yes or no? If I have $100 in my bank account, can I go buy a Bentley?
No.
Exactly. So having wealth is not subjective, my guy.
Well,
That's my entire point. That's been,
okay,
hold on, wait, stop. That's my entire point. That's my, I'm not going on a rant. This is my entire point. All right. Wealth and income is not subjective. Wealth is not subjective, my friend.
So Elon Musk can come to America, right?
You keep repeating about Elon Musk. I already heard your question about Elon Musk. I already heard it's not equal.
America
okay.
Is one of the greatest countries on the
but
planet.
Hold on.
But
You realize that economic opportunity is not equal, correct? It depends on a lot.
Anyone can become a billionaire in America.
No, anybody can't become a billionaire in America.
Opportunity is there. So how do
not everybody can become a billionaire in America. If anybody can become a billionaire in America, almost. Hold on, be quiet for a second, bro. Not anybody can become a billionaire in America. You need to. There's a lot of things that have to work for you in order to become a billionaire.
That's
hold on. Listen, no, it's not. Most of our billionaires in this country started off all rich already.
That's subjective.
No, it's not. Hold on. Didn't all of our billionaires already started? Hold on, listen. Most of our hold on. Listen to what I'm saying to you. Most of our billionaires, at least 90% of them, already started off at a good foot. They were subjective. No, it's not. They were either upper middle class or they were rich already.
Okay, so how did Oprah become a billionaire?
That's why I said most. Black. She was poor. That's why I said most.
That means that she still had the opportunity to become a billionaire.
She only had that opportunity. She only had that opportunity. Hold on. Let me ask you a question about between the difference between white billionaires and black billionaires. White billionaires are all White billionaires are all
subjective things, man. That's not objective.
Are you gonna be quiet?
You gotta stop doing subjective statements.
This is not subjective. This is not something that's subjective, guy. What I'm saying is what I'm gonna. I am focused on objective fact. An objective fact is that your opportunity is influenced by your social economic status, your race, and your sexual orientation. It is.
So
we know that. It's not. I'm not saying that it's impossible. This is what you're not understanding, guy. Did I ever say that it's impossible?
Has to be there.
Guy, listen to what are you there? Okay, I'm about to drop you because you're really not listening, bro. You're really not listening. You're really not listening. You're not listening. What I'm saying, I'm gonna mute you real more time. I'm gonna mute you one more time, and then I'm gonna drop you. The reason I'm gonna mute you one more time and then drop you is because you're clearly not listening. All right. Nothing I'm saying is subjective. Nothing I'm saying is subjective. Okay, the fact that most of our billionaires started off rich or upper class already is not subjective. Wealth being more than income, wealth being something that you can do, wealth being not something that you can just buy yourself into is not subjective.
They're not objective facts, man.
What's not an objective fact? Tell me what's not an objective fact. Go ahead.
You're saying most people can't do this or that, but objectively,
that's not what I said. That's not what I said. That's not what I said. That's not what I said.
You keep saying most people.
I said most people. Yeah. Said is that most of our billionaires were already upper middle class or it's not Elon Musk, right? Elon Musk owned an emerald. Elon Musk, the father, owned 50% of an emerald mine. He was already rich. Mark Zuckerberg was upper middle class. He was already rich. Bill Gates was upper middle class. He was already rich. Jeff Bezos, his parents gave him $300,000. Jeff Bezos' parents gave him $300,000. He was already rich. So we just can't say, hold on, listen. Every single billionaire that's American that I named right now, they all started off either already rich or upper middle class, and they got seed money from their parents. All that is a connection in order for you to get the opportunity for you to be rich. People like Oprah, people like Michael Jordan, people like Kanye West, they all became billionaires through entertainment.
It would have, but here's the question: would they have to have an opportunity to do that though in America?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Would they have to have an opportunity to do that in America if America didn't give you that chance to do it?
Yeah, they have to have opportunities.
Okay, there you go. So that's why America is the greatest country, because you can't name another country where an immigrant can go there, become a billionaire like Elon Musk.
Let me ask you a question. Why is your billionaire your measuring stick of greatness? You think that? Hold on, listen. Are you saying that just because people can become billionaires, the society is good?
No, that's not.
All right, so that's what. Hold on, so a guy. Okay, that's my. Hold on, wait. Because that's why I said that you're not understanding my point. My point is that in a society where people are not treated equally, where opportunities are not equal, it doesn't matter who can become rich or not. It's not great, which is why I brought up the 1960s. In the 1960s, there were plenty of people getting rich, but black people were second-class citizens. That's not greatness, my guy.
They had rich black people, man.
Right, but they were still second class. Were they? Hold on, wait. Listen, look, that is the point. Because Ray Charles could get rich, but he couldn't eat at a certain diner. How's that great?
Well, you got to think the opportunity is Ray Charles can still get rich in America. It's like,
but he was still treated as a second-class citizen. He was still a second-class citizen. He was still a second-class. How was being a second-class citizen great?
That's not the point.
That's my point. A guy, listen. You're not understanding my point. Do you understand my point? A guy, do you understand my point? Do you understand my point?
Here's the thing.
No, hold on, wait, stop. Listen. You say you understand my point. I'm gonna ask you. Repeat my point for me.
Your point is subjective. You're saying you actually you said America was never great.
Exactly. See you later. See you later, my friend. Dan, how's it going?
Boy, so glad to see you. How are you?
I'm all right. I know that you wanted to get into that conversation. It's just that I had to deal with that first.
I understand.
And placeholder, I know you wanted to get into that conversation as well, right? I think you're a friendly.
I'm here waiting on my turn.
No problem. You guys just hold on for me. I think hold on because I got Yahweh up here. Is that your name, Yahweh? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Are you over 18 and do you disagree or want to talk to me about anything on the board?
Yeah, of course. And I disagree with a lot of things actually that you mentioned.
Gotcha. Okay, give me a second. Placeholder, did you disagree with anything or you just want to be up here?
Can I just say one comment towards the conversation you just had?
Mhm.
I think for anyone to think that the greatness of a country is measured by can a person, I don't think that's an ideal situation, but that, Mad Max land has, what's his name, Joe, that dude's rich, hoarding all the water. Like, it's great for him. He made it, I guess, but I don't think that's a great place to live. So I think that argument is shit. And also I was thinking like, anybody can win the lottery, and because someone has doesn't mean that what a great thing, right? Like, what a great thing. Anyone can. Like, I feel like that was kind of his argument, and that certainly doesn't make a place great,
Yeah, exactly. That was my entire point. All right, but yeah. I've actually give me 1 second. Yeah. I do apologize, and I appreciate you for being patient with me. Dan, did you disagree with anything? Want to talk to me about anything? Or
yeah. I don't know if you can hear me. Yes, I did disagree with everything that he said. I did agree with everything you said. And I believe that I'm going to say the quiet part out loud for the room. The systems that are in place are due to institutions that are in place, and systematically, we have to navigate to accommodate him, and he doesn't see what's going on, and it's because not him, but his granddaddy, maybe his great granddaddy, put in things like Jim Crow, and I don't know, Jim Crow. And we had the certain revolutions and movements during that time to counteract that, but we were a faction. And for clarity here for the government, I'm all for conspiracy theory, but certain epidemics of the keeping them down.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So I want to point that out there. If you would like me to continue, I can, but yeah, that's he can't see that because he's not us. You know what I mean? So
Gotcha.
That's what it is.
Understood completely. All right, I'm gonna talk to Yeye. All right, placeholder, and then I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna drop you guys down for a bit. I might bring you guys back up later on if you guys want to talk again. I just don't want the live to get too cluttered. All right. I appreciate you guys being up, but stay around. I might bring you guys up later if you request. All right, appreciate you guys. All right, Yeye, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right. Yeah, I'm Parker. I'm gonna get to you later. Just be patient with me. All right. Yeah. You are over 18, and you say you disagree with everything I got on the board. Go ahead and start.
No, one things you actually, because I've been listening for a while. So you said certain things that were not actually accurate. Let me just, because I'm trying to make things organized in my head. Well, I'm start with the first one. When you were talking to the gentleman about the healthcare system and the cuts on the military, and he said that it could cut the military budget by 50%, and we don't need it. That is very wrong, because you mentioned we have an ocean on both our sides, an ocean on the left, ocean on the right. That is not true. Uh, uh, and
Wait,
to be
is
more- to
hold on,
be
wait,
more specific,
wait, is not true that we're next to the Atlantic and the Pacific Oceans?
no, that is not true. That's what gives you safety.
Oh, I think it definitely does, because no one can get over it.
Does. But remember that we are in the mercy of South America. We need to understand that. And the world, the way the world is shifting right now, we are in the mercy of Mexico, of any country that is in the close range to America. And that we have to make our peace with it. And we need to understand that we need those people, they need to stay in check. Because if they're not in check and they turn on you, I don't think we'd be able to be talking and having these conversations right now.
Here's the problem though. The militaries of South America, none of them are as powerful as ours. None of them have nuclear weapons. None of them have the equipment. A lot of them don't even have the discipline that ours does. The one that's comparable to us is Mexico, and I don't think Mexico would ever try to turn on us and invade, because like they don't even have an air force. So like I'm not sure why you would say that we're at the mercy of South America. They're just not as organized or as powerful as our military is. We can literally cut our military 25 to 50% and still take them over.
Have you heard of a proxy war?
A proxy war? Yeah, of course. You think like something like a state like China or Russia would fund South America to invade us?
Have you heard of BRICS?
Yeah, of course I heard of BRICS.
Okay, so you do understand. There is shift. It's shifting. It's totally everything is shifting. There's nothing that's stable right now, and there is very, very powerful countries that are getting together. Now you have a foothold in Mexico and Brazil and here and there, because you need to understand those are very big countries. They're not small. I mean, Mexico is almost as big as America.
Yeah, it is. It's about the same size.
Really, really big. Yeah. So that's a big population. You cannot measure that with when we're talking about military and you're talking about someone having power over Mexico that is not America. That's a big problem.
Cuba was allied with the other world power, the other superpower, which was the USSR at the time. But as far as you're saying that we're at the mercy of South. Now, if South America were to unite all together and have one big military, then yeah, we'll definitely be in trouble.
That. They just have to have their alliance to another country, to China and Russia. That's all they have to do. They have and they no more your partners in nothing. They close the borders. And they're like, okay, we don't work with you anymore. We don't do nothing with you anymore. China is helping us. Russia is helping us from this point on.
Okay.
Now we're not buying from you nothing. We're not buying no military equipment from you anymore. We don't have no relations whatsoever. Our citizens are not coming to your country. Your citizens are not coming here. And give it about 10 years and you'll see the escalation, how far it could go. That's why there is nothing sure. So we cannot say we only have two oceans and that's all we need to worry about. No, we need to be good to our neighbors.
No, right. Like
sure that we're good to our neighbors.
Right. What I was saying in the context of that is that when it comes to our military, what I was saying is that we don't need the military industrial complex. That's what I was saying. We don't need the military industrial complex because our geography pretty much protects us mostly, and we already have enough military, enough nukes, enough equipment to burn the world down 10 times over. So our military, hold on, wait, let me finish. Our military industrial complex is not necessary. I'm not saying that we still still have a strong military, because of course threats exist around the world. I'm talking about the military industrial complex. We don't need to have proxy wars, invade other places, spending a whole bunch of money to defense contractors to make more and more useless equipment. We don't need all that because we already have the equipment that we mostly need. Of course, there's going to be more technology that needs to be built, and if another country is hostile towards us, we're going to need to respond with our own building of our own capabilities. But what I'm saying is that we already have that. If we were to go to a war right now with China or Russia, them together, yeah, it's going to be a problem we may lose. But one-on-one, it won't be that much of a contest. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. We already have the logistics, we already have the personnel, we already have the equipment. We don't need the military industrial complex. Now, if you're saying that we still turn on us, I'll agree with you, but I'm not saying that we don't need a military. I'm saying we no longer need the complex.
Yeah, but our strength do come from the military. The way we are able to speak up to the world and
Give me a second. Hey, Porch, I have served. I was in the Air Force. But go ahead. Yeah.
But for the world to listen to you, you gotta be strong, and that's what gives you strength. But
yeah, of course. I'm not saying that we should be weak. No one's saying we should be weak, bro. I'm not saying that.
Yeah, because we cannot. I totally disagree with cutting any budgets to the military whatsoever. Now, when it comes to Medicaid, Medicare, anything, and we have a universal Medicare because that was what the conversation came from. We do have a universal healthcare. Now, that universal healthcare could be accessible to everybody. But now, this is the question that because I lived overseas for a little while, traveled around for a little while, and I understand certain things. Now, do you think that American doctors are willing to take a pay cut of 50% or more?
Probably not.
Probably not. Do you think it's normal for a nurse to get over $100,000 a year?
That's what my mom makes. So yeah.
Yeah. You know how much a nurse makes in Canada or in Europe?
No.
Between $26,000 and $29,000 a year.
What, in Canada?
Yeah, Canada and Europe, all over Europe. You cannot go over $30,000 a year. Impossible for a nurse. Now, a doctor who makes here in America about $300,000, $200,000, that's unheard of anywhere else. It's impossible to find.
The median salary for a nurse in Canada is $74,000 a year.
Canadian dollars?
$74,000 a year. That's about as much as that they make over here.
That's Canadian dollars.
Canadian 74,000, right?
Yeah, American.
Around $62,000 a year.
Around $62,000 a year.
Yeah, that's around the same of a beginner nurse here. That's the median. That's average. That's the average salary. That's the average salary in America as well, around 60 to 70,000. So it's not that different.
Now check for doctors.
Doctors? Okay, sure. It's also going to depend on what type of doctor. What type of doctor we're looking at, like a regular physician. All right. So for doctors, it can range anywhere from $83,000 to $400,000 a year, which is basically like us. Like family medicine, they could make $287,000. In any of the specialties, they can make $370,000. For a surgical specialist, they can make almost $500,000, which is just like America. With that's what I was wondering, because that sounds strange, man. Canada and America have comparable economies, so to say they can only make $20,000 a year is kind of crazy. Which country in Finland?
Okay.
Which country in Europe do they make 26,000 a year?
No, France.
Okay. Okay, yeah, in France, yeah, they earn around about close to 100,000 a year, about 93,000. That's the average in France. But again, in France, for a doctor.
Yeah, for a doctor.
Yeah,
of course. About what you would make here.
Yeah, close to 100,000. Yeah, I mean, but here's the thing that I would say. Right, because I don't think the pay in would you're saying that if we were to open up Medicare to everybody, everybody would get a pay cut. I don't agree.
No, I'm coming to a point. Now I need you to check how much taxes Canadians pay.
They pay more in taxes. What is your point? Just get to the point.
No, there is changes that need to be made before we can have access to universal health care, such as those countries.
What like higher taxes?
Of course.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what I was coming to. Yeah,
right, so right. I agree with that. We don't need to be higher taxes.
A change in welfare laws.
I agree.
In those countries, you cannot be in welfare forever.
You can't be in welfare forever here either. They take you off after a while.
They do, but you know, in America, because the majority of people on welfare are white people
Hmm.
in certain areas, in certain specific areas.
Hmm.
And that's apparently that's what overwhelms the welfare program in general. Now, if we do not pay more taxes, we'll not be able to to have universal health. Now, when you don't pay that much taxes, that's what allows you to live the way you live in America. Because nobody lives the way you live in America. In Europe, definitely they don't. Now,
What do you
Canada,
mean? What do you mean they don't live the way we live?
to be able to afford what you can afford on a daily basis.
They can afford what we can afford. What do you mean? Like what can they not afford? It's not like Europe is this
No, no,
like
no, no, not
hellhole.
Canada. I'm talking about Europe because that's what I have most of my experience with people.
Wait,
So,
you're saying that in Europe, which part of Europe, Western or Eastern? Like, it's not some sort of hellhole all over the place in Europe.
Western Europe, no, it is. It is a headhole.
Wait, you're talking,
I traveled around.
well, maybe France.
France,
But you're talking
Italy,
about like Spain, Italy,
France.
Germany, Belgium. These places are all like complete shitholes.
Most. I mean,
Nah, bro,
Germany. Germany, I will.
you capping, bro. Like these are some of the best places to live, like by every measure, by quality of life, by walkable cities, by air quality, by healthcare, by
By
job
the
security. These are
by
some of the
the
best places to live.
by the internet, of course, they're not going to tell you Ghana is the best place to live when Ghana is actually a good place to live.
Ghana is one of the best places to live in Africa. Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
but if you go to Europe, no, you'll see you'll see a totally different way of life. There's a lot of publicity that of things that actually do not exist, and even in England, because sometimes we talk about having poor people. Trust me, I've seen people around there that can't afford food.
Right, agreed. Like there's
Yeah,
people who there's poverty in every capitalist country, even in some socialist countries. There's poverty. I do agree with that.
yeah.
That's going to happen, right? But what I'm saying is that doesn't make it like a complete hellhole to live.
I'm not well when I say hellhole compared to America, because in
Even that I
America,
disagree with. They're at
our,
least they try to solve their poverty problems. We just
our
criminalize it.
yeah, our poverty I would say is more by choice or by other factors such as being sick or not being able to work, medical bills and all of that. There are humanists. There is many factors that I can say.
Like
But
you think a portion of our poor population choose to be homeless?
no, they don't shoot well. That again, it comes into factors of mental illness. It comes into other factors that accumulate into having that. But if you are in good health and
Mhm.
if you are a U.S. citizen, there is no excuse to be poor.
I mean, the like
I
you
don't
read
think so.
the statistic that most of America is one paycheck away from being homeless, right? Like it's
Again,
like our cost of living, our economic situation is what causes that. Like we have like a disconnect between the rising cost of living and the rise of wages, basically. Like
well,
if
yeah,
most of America is one paycheck away, then that's not really us choosing to not have more money. That's just the cost of living is bad.
yeah, but if you hear me well, if you are healthy and you are a U.S. citizen and you can get into a trade school or any kind of work that you would love to do because nobody will stop you, only you, and you're willing to sacrifice, it is impossible for you to be poor. And how is that proven? That's always proven by immigrants. Because you can see that immigrants they fly here and a year later they're not a paycheck from being poor or being homeless. They actually buying homes.
Right, but
That proves that there is opportunity if all these people actually from Europe who come here to build a life.
right, but
Yeah.
that statistic that that I just gave you when we're talking about all of Americans, that includes the immigrants as well. Now I agree with you that getting a trade gives you more of an opportunity because that's what I'm planning to do as well. I'm planning to go ahead and get a trade, but like when it comes to like the majority of America in our statistics, like having a trade is good and it's good for security, but that has nothing to do with cost of living. If the cost of living is more than what your trade pays you, you're still going to be poor.
Well, now you so far as we speak right now, trade will give you a good living in America. As
I'm
we
sorry,
said,
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
I said, go into a trade school and having a job and being able to do something. I don't care what it is, mechanic, plumber, good living.
I agree. I do encourage more people. No, I agree with that. I do encourage more people to get trades because they're probably the most stable thing right now. You know, because STEM takes a while, becoming a lawyer takes years. You know what I mean? So like I get that. Like, and I encourage people to go ahead and get trades, but we still need to talk about the cost of living in this country, because there are people who are either not going to be good at trades or just something that they're not into, like, and that's fine. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we still need to do something about the cost of living in this country, because if most of America is only a paycheck away from being homeless, that has nothing to do with people's not choosing well. Like, it's the cost of living. Into this about like the rental companies and what they were doing, and they were purposely raising the rent. You see what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't even anything that we were doing. Is that these corporations wanted more money, and they were just artificially raising the rent by saying that they didn't have any units, and we know they did. You see what I'm saying? So it's like things are working against us that we don't choose, and that needs to be addressed as well. I'm not saying that people like certain education that will make them more money. I do agree that, you know, those are choices that you should make. Or if you have a good mind for business, then try to make your business work out, then that's fine too. You feel what I'm saying? But like, when you have things working against us, like our wages not keeping up with our production, the housing market being controlled by certain corporations, all these are problems that's gonna mess with our cost of living. You know what I mean? And that should be also be addressed. That makes sense.
It makes sense, but the cost of living, when you're talking cost of living,
food, housing, health care. I would even throw communication utilities, like you know, electricity and stuff like that. I'll even throw in communications like phones and even internet, because like we live in a more connected world, and you need that. Like most companies won't even hire you if you don't have an email. You know what I'm saying? That's all that insurance is a scam. I don't think I worked for an insurance company, so I don't think it's completely a scam, but like a lot of health insurance, even a lot of house insurance. Yeah, it's pretty scummy.
It's pretty scummy. But do you think that's only in America? The cost of living is not going up everywhere in the world.
Oh, it's everywhere.
It's everywhere in the world. So there is a reason behind it. It's not like step on the poor people.
Right. I don't.
Facts, and there's reasons for it.
Right. There's reasons for it, and the reasons for it is because these companies want to squeeze out more profit.
So so food companies want to squeeze out more profit.
Oh yeah. Look up Nestle. You saw what Nestle did in Africa, right?
Well, Africa is just another conversation that.
Right. I know. It's a big conversation, but yeah, it's the reason is money.
So you need the regulations. That's what you mean.
Yeah, we definitely need
regulate everything.
Yep.
So that would move us out of capitalism.
Yeah, we need. I think we need to move out of capitalism. We are about to be out of time, but I do appreciate you. All right.
All right.
Yeah. You have a good night.
Good night.
All right, you guys. I appreciate everyone being here. Shout out to everybody watching on my YouTube. Shout out to Burns. Shout out to who else is here? Pragmatic Crystal. Shout out to like this up. Let's try to get to 10K likes in the next 10 minutes. I think we can do it live. Lord, I do see you up there. Just give me a or Parky or Parker.
It's Parker. I'm doing good.
All right. You over 18 and you disagree with anything I got on the
Yeah, it's like
sure. Can you pause me just real quick? Can you pause me just real quick? Lord, are you there?
I am.
All right. Are you over 18 and you disagree with anything I got on the board?
you about Haiti and then you invited me up. I was interested in your, I mean, if that's not a relevant topic, I'll drop, but I actually was interested in if you've been to Haiti, if you have family in Haiti, and then how that affects your opinion on whether America is great.
For me, just give me a few minutes with Parker, all right?
Sounds good.
All right. Yeah, Parker. So you want to talk about reparations? Sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
Yes. So my first point, like the reason I'm against reparations, I kind of see it as like I was not a slave owner, and like black people in America right now, they're not currently slaves. So I don't see necessarily a reason as to why we should like pay taxes or like fund the reparations for the black community in America.
Gotcha. All right. I'll answer that. I'll just let you know one thing. You are a little like sonically, like you sound like echoey a lot. So see if you can get to like a better area. But other than that, you're fine. Let's see. Now, for when it comes to reparations, one thing I always tell people that it's not only about slavery, it's also about the effects of slavery, and also about the policies that happened after slavery. First of all, slavery, then there was black codes, and of course Jim Crow, then redlining. The war on drugs. Nixon aides actually admitted that they only instituted that policy to attack black people and hippies, and we still have mass incarceration today because punishment for a crime. And when the 13th Amendment was put in, even though slavery was over, the incarceration of black men shot up, black men specifically, shot up like a rocket. There's a reason for that. You see what I'm saying? So like, because of all these injustices that were done to the black population that helped black people, that held back black people economically, socially, and politically, that needs to be repaired. And all of this was backed up by the federal government, as well as state governments, as well as banks, as well as insurance companies. You see what I'm saying? So because of all this damage that was done by the entire society, backed up by the federal government and protected by the federal government, that needs to be repaired. And the question I always ask people is that anytime that any company, whether it's a private company, a state-owned company, or the government, anytime they damage a community, we always expect them to heal that community and repair that community. However, when it comes to black people, we're against it. My question is why?
Sorry, is that better? Is this still echoey?
A little bit, but you're not sonically bad anymore. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, I didn't hear like exactly what the last point was. I got that like it's our duty as like to help the black community as they were like systemically oppressed through like the Jim Crow era and stuff. But I didn't get like what you said at the last part.
Right. What I said at the last part is that anytime a company or anytime a private company or the government damages a certain community, we always expect that company or the government to repair that community or that person. We know for a fact in this country that both private businesses and the government, both state and federal, damage the black community. So they should repair it like we would do anybody else. However, anytime we bring this up, everyone is always against it. And my question is, why?
Yeah, so I guess, well, for me, it's like the black community isn't the only community in the U.S. that's been like oppressed. Like, for example, there's many people who've immigrated from other countries who, you know, they've had ancestors who were also slaves. Like, for example, the slavery in ancient Egypt and ancient Rome, you know, ancient Greece. You know, so there's like tons of people are, you know, descendants of slaves. So my question, I guess, is how would you differentiate that?
We don't live in ancient Greece, do we?
No, but we also don't live in the Jim
America, and are we still affected by the Jim Crow era?
Well, I mean, the Jim Crow era, like, there's not like any laws that are still upheld. If you're talking about like potentially like long-term consequences, I guess so, but
yeah,
for me,
why shouldn't we fix that?
Well, I think it's just there's more of a cultural issue. Like for me, there's other communities, like for example, the Asian community, who they were being put in internment camps.
They got reparations for it.
To.
And they got reparations for it.
Like what kind of reparations?
The Japanese got money, like literal cash dollars. So we have legal precedent for it, but for black people, we're against it. So that's why that's why I'm always like, we've done this before. Like the Japanese got reparations. When it came to the Native Americans, we knew we screwed up with them, even though the Native Americans still got screwed. Like we they at least attempted to repair that community. Anytime a community gets damaged by the government, we repair it. But for black people, we're like, oh no, we can't do that. It's like, why?
Yeah.
Like, why not? Why can't we do it? We've done it before. That makes sense?
I mean, yeah, I get where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm. Right. And as far as
Right,
no problem. As far as any other group being enslaved, like in American history, it's only been black people. So like and we know what the effects of enslavement did. Yeah, I mean, it led to everything else that were like, for example, you know, the entire, like, for example, where do most black people live in America? Most black people in America have roots or live in the South still, right?
yeah.
Right. So like that came from the slavery and Jim Crow era. Yeah, I mean, we still have that demarcation because of that. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I guess the question would be like, would it be like how far down like of a descendant do you have to be like for slave? Like for example, if you're 10% descendant of slave, 25%, 50%, like where's the line, I guess? And how would you be able to determine that on an individual level?
The measuring stick would be a descendant of Americans with that, but the demarcation would be an American descendant of slavery whose ancestors, basically parents, grandparents, and great grandparents, were affected by the racial oppression within this country. Stopping up until now, as a matter of fact. My parents came from Haiti. I think France is who owes me reparations. America did do damage to Haiti, which I'm going to talk to Lord about in a few seconds. But that's a completely different topic than Black American reparations. Like African Americans should be repaired for the damage that was specifically done to them and targeted to them. Make sense?
Yeah.
Right. So you have anything else for me?
No, that's it. Thanks for talking.
All right, not a problem, man. You have a great night.
Appreciate it. You too.
Alrighty, y'all. I appreciate you all being here. He was a nice guy. W in the chat for Parker. He was a nice guy. All right, y'all. We got 44 people in here, 8.6K likes. I do appreciate everybody being in here. Let's got about 5 more.
To provide for your family, I would say we rank above 50%, right, on the greatness meter.
Oh, right. Yeah. I'm including all of that when it comes to intervention. All of that when it comes to interventionism, but also in that measure and always has been, then yeah, sure, we can measure some greatness.
It's always been the case that everybody has had equal freedom across all of those categories?
Probably can't.
Yeah, so I mean, then I would agree if that's the metric that America is not great and nor is really anywhere. Even the islands, not necessarily our island. Can gay people get married there?
Actually, I don't know, and if they can, then I will take that off of my problem. But if they had other social problems like sexuality and stuff like that, then yeah, it's not great either. Sure, yeah, we can say no one has ever been
it's also difficult. I mean, I guess you could say the same thing about America with Singapore, it being such a young country, far less history to compare as China or Russia or any other, even the U.S. Yeah, even the U.S. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not even at this point. I'm trying to think what else might even be interesting to talk about. One of your last prompt, democratic socialism versus capitalism. I guess like all of your prompts seem to be centered around America. So I'm assuming, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that you're relating this to America and America government interacts with the economy.
Correct.
Okay. With that, I guess, how would you define democratic socialism?
Democratic socialism is essentially achieving socialism through the electoral process. And if a revolutionary process happens, then it happens. But we try to achieve it through the electoral process first in order to get socialism. And the way to do that is to have like a welfare state, more workplace democracy, unions count.
Natural step. Okay. So do you then, I guess, view it in the same Marxist way that socialism itself is a natural step towards communism?
Yes. The only thing that makes me the only thing about that is that I'm not a good person to speak about communism because I'm not as educated as people like I'll just throw a name out there. I don't know if you even know him. Someone like Jovan Bradley or Jeff from the end or Dan. There we go. Dan could go ahead and speak about communism. But yeah, I do think communism is I do think socialism is a step to communism. But I'm sorry, guys, give me a second. How to actually get there, and how would communism actually work in a stateless, money-less society? Dan could probably answer more of that if he wants to know.
Okay, I can answer that. I just want to say, in regards to my credibility, I am a political science major, graduate with a minor in international studies from Multiple University of Pennsylvania. I am a 35-year-old man that lives in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. In regards to communism, we specifically say Mark Jonestown, Guyana, to bigger the basis of communism of the Soviet Union. How it starts is very Marxist. Marx basically says it's a linear thing. So you start off with the capitalist society, which moves to the socialist, democratic socialist society, and then eventually into communism. Society. It's just, let's say, for example, he always compares between communists and socialists, communists and the communists and the democratic societies, or the capitalist societies, and they all have money. the the way it looked like the commune itself is a communist like state where they had goods and services, everybody joined together, all kumbaya, before what actually happened. And yeah, civilization happened. And that as a result, we're here today, basically. I can go further, but we're here today.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I think that that all makes sense now. Jonestown, that does invoke certain like images that are not very good, but like I understand exactly what you mean. Why you brought up that example of Jonestown. Now the communism that you mentioned, it sounds like state communism, but most communists that I've spoken to are more of the stateless communism because they want to do away with the state and completely, and do it with currency completely as well. And just that, the community basically the means of production are owned by the community, and all basic necessities like food, water, and shelter are just provided to you. You see what I'm saying? Like there's community farms, and you can still go down the street and pick an apple off a tree or whatever. You see what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess my concern with especially if we're accepting that, democratic socialism, ultimately the ultimate outcome is following the Marxist path of leading towards communism, is, I am just one. I'm not a communist at all, and I don't even understand, like, logistically. I don't think there is an example where there was a truly stateless communist country that was able to do away with a party controlling the command economy aspect of the country. It just has, which to me would then say that communism, at least historically, has never been fully successful because it's never reached its intended goal. More often than not only did it never reach its goal, but it's ended in some form of terrible failure, whether it's mass killings or mass starvation, and just like the mentioning of a couple of the examples brought up, like Soviet Union, like Jonestown. I would have never brought up Jonestown. That was really interesting that you brought that up. But like that, so I mean, to me personally, I think it's much better to maybe adopt policies within our capitalist country that are simply allowing the government to support its citizens in a way maybe more similar to some of the welfare states in Europe, but not necessarily with the intention of doing away with private ownership of
The means of production,
of property in production. Yeah, of course.
Right. That's the thing when it comes to the thing about capitalism that I see, especially the way that corporations are ran, it's already hierarchical. You know what I mean? And what communism and I think anarchism seeks to do is to get rid of hierarchies completely, because the issue that we're seeing right now is that the
socialism or communism, right?
That's
Like,
actually a tenet of socialism. The workers
it's
own the
a
production.
particular tenet, but I mean, if that is the one criteria that attracts you to it, I mean, you could say that you're more interested in the idea of syndicalism than any sort of like. I know you mentioned earlier on the live that like you wanted to get a trade. I didn't know if you wanted to get a trade in a specific. You being able to choose what you do.
Yeah, I was International Brothers of Electrician Workers because
Nice.
there's a shortage of electricians. So I was gonna go to them, and right now I'm getting my. Give me a second. I'm getting my license in insurance adjusting.
Oh, nice, dude. No, that's awesome. So like to me, what scares me about like I don't think world. But if again, like ultimate goal would be socialism then communism. I mean, you kind of lose your ability to choose what you want to do, right? It's a command economy. Goods are going to be, I mean, at least until the Communist Party itself is dissolved, the party is going to decide what goes where and who's going to do what. So you really have no say in what you specifically are going to be doing versus in a capitalist society where things are privately held, you have complete control in what you want to do. And that scares me as well, beyond even just my wants, but like what good is a disabled person in a communist society, especially if that communist country is struggling like a Soviet Union? You know, it's kind of gets scary, you know, if you just Google what was done to people like that.
Right. The thing is, that's not necessarily true because like, for example, most people are going to get the job that they can get because without working, without money, they'll starve, right? However, if we live in a society where shelter is already provided to you, where food is already going to be provided to you, and your utilities are already going to be provided, do you have to work that shitty job? You can't just do what you want.
I guess I'm a little confused because like ultimately the only reason those things are provided for you is because of the workers, and the workers have to be working. At least historically, of course, they
No, that's not even how state communism will work. That's probably how it worked in the USSR. But that's necessarily how it would work. Period. Like over in the state basically controls what you do and everything that you do about it. What some state communism does is just provides and allocates the resources for people's basic necessities, and everything else you decide. You do whatever you want.
Would you say China is today's, in your like one of the good examples of communism, a version of communism done right in the modern era?
No, because they still have exploitation. So
Yeah, and they have worse income inequality than America.
Right. Yeah. This have exploitation. So, give me a. Are you there? Willie, you there? Unmute yourself. Give me a second. Let me see if he came up by mistake. Hey, Willie, you there, Willie? All right, we'll see if he responds in a bit. All right, but yeah, Lord, we're essentially at the 20-minute mark. You have anything else for me?
No, man. No, man. I guess have you ever been back to Haiti? That's just outside of politics. I'm just curious.
I actually have. Last time I went was after the earthquake. I helped out a little bit, and then we came back. But I haven't been back since. And I was planning to go back actually sometime around this year. But then, we had COVID. Then I thought I would go back now. But then, the gang problem happened. But I still want to go back because they just bought back Carnival. And I've always wanted to go to Carnival. So.
Oh, nice. Well, cool. Yeah. I would just I'll check in on your labs every once in a while. It's cool to see a fellow Haitian doing some cool stuff. So I wish you the best in all of your endeavors. Good conversation, bro.
All right, I appreciate you, Lord.
All right, catch you later.
You too. All right, y'all. Keep liking the live, keep sharing. Jonesy, I'm not sure why that is. Let me go ahead and check on something. All right, give me a moment. Let me see. Well, Jonesy, on my side, you still are. So I'm not sure why that is. Maybe I should remove a few. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and remove a few, and maybe that'll work. All right. All right, Jonesy. But right now it says that you are. You and Dr. Joe should be. So yeah, and I gave you all the powers. All right. So Jones, yeah, TikTok might be glitching. That might be the problem. All right, y'all. I do appreciate everybody being here. Right now we're at 17.8K likes. I think I'm gonna go ahead. I might end the live in a little bit. Might end it soon if we don't get any more. If we don't get any more requests within the next few minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. And y'all have a good night. Y'all keep tapping the screen, of course. I've been here for about an hour and a half. Watching over on my YouTube stream. Berms, you're awesome, man. You get me out into the algorithm, and it's amazing. I'm going to get a new computer next week, so it's gonna stop glitching over on the YouTube side because I'm using a crappy laptop, and of course, it makes everything slow.
Yeah, you're right in a sense.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure. Let's go for how do we actually do this? Reparations should go to African American. Damaged my ancestors. It was France who damaged my ancestors, and that country is the one who owes my ancestors, who owes Haiti reparations. But I would also say, I would also say that the reason why we would give reparations is because, like, the United States government, both the federal and state governments and private businesses, both banks and insurance companies, were all complicit in damaging the African American community, not only through slavery but through
Yes,
things like.
I would just put to get there. Like, would you? Sorry to interrupt. You're saying great things. Would you? And this is my uneducational coming in, but I don't think the government apologized. Like, they apologized for the acts of the government, right? But the people in the people, like, they apologize for the people, but the people that now are, what do they have to apologize for?
What do you mean?
And then having to pay the whatever that debt is, whatever, and the metrics. I would like to know what are the measures of the payback? What does that look like? What does that? What will that match the reparations and the distress of people in the past that have gone through, which I totally acknowledge and think that was horrible, right? So I'm just trying to look at a, outside looking in kind of context.
So you're asking, like, how much would reparations actually cost?
Like, or yeah, and like, what would it not make that we need reparations anymore? What would that final solution look like?
Oh, equality. Essentially, give me a second. Oh, sorry, this keeps happening. All right.
So it's not money,
essentially,
it's not like
essentially, when we look at the wealth disparities in America, like, an average white family has about $250,000 in wealth, while the average black family has about $4,000 in wealth, and it's trending to become zero around the year 2050. So when that is equaled out, when the average black family has as much or equal as much or as comparable wealth as white American families, then yeah, I would say then that's where.
What about the attainable opportunity? Like the thing of, like, open opportunity, so everyone has open rights, and
we don't.
I think that's going on, but I think there's, like, segregation in the legality system and other things that are
right. Right. Hold on. Just let me finish what I'll say. The other thing. All right. So I would say wealth. I was getting to that as well. Opportunities. When opportunities are actually equal in this country, because opportunity is, like, affected by your race, your sexual orientation, your gender identity, your gender, etc. All that affects your opportunities. So when we would need to repair that, and we will also need to completely reform the criminal justice system as well.
Yeah, and you're hitting on something there. It's like, I've heard of people, black community, that have to, like, they have like a black rooted name, or like Kembe Mutombo or something, that is like, if they put it on a resume,
they're more likely to reject
probably not going to get the call back. So there's that joke where someone says, like, they talk like a white man when they're on the phone getting, like, trying to get an interview, but that's them having to bend to the system.
Correct.
Right. So I agree with that. And what you're saying is, if we didn't have that bias, right? I don't say racism, but it's more bias, because the history, and people have been told certain things, and you can't go to 500 people and they're going to say the same thing about the same races. Like, they're going to have the different.
Right. Correct. So all that should be corrected. That's what reparations is about.
Okay, well, that makes sense. I get that. And where I have the issue is where the DEI right? That whole like the BIPOC, like we have a community in Canada, it's like the BIPOC, right? And like black, interracial, it's a whole different, it's more of a race category of a flag than an LGBT. Anyway, long story short, there are communities, organizations that are grassrooted that are coming up and doing that on their own. You say that should be acknowledged through the government, and then it goes through taxes that we all pay into to reprimand the things of the past, like the depression or oppression of the past and the racism, obviously the racism, right? So is there, I'm just wondering what now can do from, and not try to change the past, but acknowledge the past, but what's the debt owing, I guess, and what's that look like? And you're saying opportunity and all that, right?
Right. When it comes to African American reparations, I think it could be anywhere from 15 to, the last measures I heard was anywhere from 15 to about 20 to 30 trillion dollars. Which if it takes $1 trillion a year, if it takes $1 trillion a year for the next 15 years to go ahead and repair the community, then it's going to take $1 trillion a year for the next 15 years to repair the community. I mean, we injected $4 trillion into the economy during COVID, so they can do it. The ability to do it is there. Yeah. No, so if it takes that much, and it takes that much.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. Give me a second.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just saying, if it takes that much, it takes that much. You know what I mean? Let's go ahead and repair the community. But like I said, it's also going to take things like repairing the entire criminal justice systems, make sure that there are more opportunities afforded to everyone. When it comes to DEI, I think everybody just is confused over what it actually means. You know, I mean, of course, everyone knows that the acronyms is diversity, equity, and inclusion, but no one actually knows what that actually means. And what that actually means is saying that your inclusion into certain companies or certain workspaces shouldn't be affected, or you shouldn't be discriminated against because you look a certain way or act a certain way. You see what I'm saying? So that's what DEI is all about, and everyone should be able to understand everyone's culture. You see what I'm saying? And the thing is, when it comes to DEI, right? Like, one thing I've always said, right, is that we can all be speaking the same words, but we're not speaking the same language. And what I mean by that,
that's right.
What I mean by that is that there are certain ways that people from certain communities speak that people from outside the community don't understand. That's one of the reasons why woke became such a pejorative with conservatives, because they don't understand what that means when it comes to our community. You see what I'm saying?
Denzel Washington said it great when he said, so he was asked by someone, it's like, could someone like who's the guy that did Get Out, Jordan Peterson or Jordan Peele, do you think he could, as good of a director, could write Schindler's List? Or do you think Schindler's List director could write Rwanda? And these kind of, like, if you don't know, you're not going to get the culture, right? You're not going to get the essence, right? And that's what woke me up to when Denzel said that. He's like, you could do it, but you're not going to get the feeling of the director knowing what the smell of a wet beaded hair with a comb smells like. You're not going to get that attention, and I don't. But when he said that, I was like, yo, okay, I see why people aren't feeling heard, right? And
right, exactly.
Breaks my heart, right? And me, as I'm a white, Irish French guy from Canada, and I see all this happening, and I don't know what to do. And if people are just going to come up to me and say, I'll be happy if you just do this, this, and this, I don't think we're getting to the crux of the situation. And I think, like you and I right now, having this, that gets closer to the deep heart of what is actually going on. Because if we don't have people meeting in the middle and understanding that, oh, I just got to pay you to shut you up, that's that's what when white people hear
Gotcha.
reparations, it feels like
Skiller, we got about
it's
one.
a box.
Skiller, we got about 1 minute left. Do you got anything else for me?
I'm just basically saying, like, there are ways to go about reparations, and I think you're saying more of opportunity and just opening up people to be able to have not that judgment and bias. Like I said, like calling in for a resume and you have the accents and
right. I also believe that. I also believe that. Right. I also believe that African Americans should get exactly what Japanese got, which was checks.
Oh,
they should definitely get checks.
Interesting. Yeah, and so the U.S. isn't all aboard on that because you're blaming, or the blame should go to the colonizers, the British, all that. And so, are we yelling at the wrong people? Like, are you yelling? Should the U.S. government have to go through that, or should we be bringing it up to the crown of Britain?
No, the U.S. government should be paying African Americans. Britain should be paying the UK, Nigeria, Kenya, South Africa, the people that they oppress. France should be paying Haiti, French Guyana, Senegal, Cameroon. All the colonizers should be paying their former oppressors.
What if they don't? What if they don't, though? What if they don't? Then riots in the street and more unhappiness, more uncertainty.
Right. If they don't, if they absolutely refuse to, I think that the entire, I call it the Southern world, should divest and completely from Europe, because they can't survive without us anyway. France even admitted that they can't survive without resources from Africa. So Africa should completely divest from France. 100%.
That's where the attention should be Africa. If the Africans show that they can build, and they are, and go into the first world of not needing reparations, you know what I mean? Like not having to depend on something for someone else's fault. Like, as shitty as that was, when and how long? Like, how long are you going to have this argument until it's 5 generations later? And then you're even going to have a harder time convincing that generation for reformation. So
yeah, like, I get it. Which is well, I completely understand. Something that I think should happen, but I do know the uphill battle, which is why, like, I'm a big Pan-Africanist. I believe that people of African descent need to unite and completely divest from European systems completely.
I think so too. I think everyone has their own legitimate pursuit of happiness, and every country, no other country can promote others' pursuit of happiness, and that's what you sound like you want to do, right?
Gotcha. All right, Skiller, I do appreciate you being up, but we are just out of time, and I got to go ahead and get someone else up here. If there's anyone else, I appreciate you being up here, Skiller. All right, we could go ahead and have a great conversation later. All right, so yeah, I think I'm out of the queue. We're all good. I'm not sure if my mods are still here, if Jonesy or Dr. Joe are still here, but if you guys are not, I do appreciate you guys modding up. Remember, y'all, if you become a subscriber, you'll have access to all the little emojis and little little picture things that I got. Maybe if my mods are still here, they'll be able to go ahead and put those emojis in the chat, and you'll be able to see exactly what I got if you want access to that. Remember, y'all, the TikTok, it may be going away still within the next 75 days, but we're still gonna keep on trucking. If you want to see replays of this live, then you can go to the link in my profile page. The reason I'm saying it like that is because I just learned. Oh, there you go, Jonesy. There it is. Y'all see that? Y'all see all the things in my thing? Yeah. So those things are, my little emojis are dope. I love my little emojis. All right, y'all. But if you go to, I'm just gonna say link in my bio, but link in my bio is actually one of those block words that YouTube doesn't. I mean, not YouTube, that TikTok doesn't like for some reason. But yeah, I'll just say it at the end of every live. So go ahead and go to the link in my bio. You can subscribe to my YouTube. Yeah, you see him, Josie? You see him? Yeah, I love those. The whole citation needed and blocked. W guest, L guest. Yeah, those are great. Those are amazing. I'm gonna replace them a little bit because now I see them in the comments. They are a little small. You know what I mean? So I think I'm replacing with them. But yeah, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. I do appreciate you all being here for tonight. Go to the link in my bio. You can subscribe to my YouTube. Shout out to someone watching on my YouTube right now. Miss Chalet, how's it going? Burns, I appreciate you for being here on my YouTube. Remember, y'all, next week I'm gonna be moving to Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'll be doing these lives every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You guys can go ahead and catch me here. Once again, I do appreciate y'all. Make sure you stay up, do good in the world.